Okay, so I've come to a property where on a Valiant 937 the pump is leaking. I've turned the water off, but the leak's coming from, if I can get that to focus, just here on that joint. So I'm going to change it and see how we get on. So first things first, I've isolated the cold. You can do it from here, but I've just done it from the isolation valve and open the hot taps. The hot water storage on the back of this boiler holds 15 litres of water. So when you're draining, you need to make sure that precisely 15 litres of water comes out, and if it doesn't, then there's still going to be water trapped in there. So that's draining nicely. It's really hot as well, so you need to be careful. I'm going to see what happens once that's drained. Slowing down. This is a 13 litre bucket, so once that's full, I'll empty it, and then there should be another 2 litres to come out. But that's how I know that I've drained 15 litres. So this bucket's full. That's 13 litres, or just under. I should expect another 3 or so litres to come out of this. So I'm just going to close the air vent. Just hook that up somewhere here, and we'll get this bucket empty. Now that's empty, we're just going to open that air vent back up. And the last 3 litres or so should come out. Thankfully we haven't had a problem with an airlock, so it's drained nicely. Okay, now that that's finished draining, we're ready to start making space so that we can take that pump out. So we're going to start by taking this condensate trap out. Then we're going to get this pipe. Okay, that's sorted. I managed to get that off in the end. And we're just going to pop this out of the way. So we've got this pipe up. What we're going to do now, we're going to undo these 2 screws that hold this bracket on. So that clips out. It's starting to get somewhere. Just going to pop this PRV out so I've got a bit more room to work with. Got a compression there, which has actually made my life a little bit easier because it means I don't have to cut it. Okay, so we've loosened that. Pop that PRV off and just put that to the side for now. Okay, there's one thing left that we need to take off, which can be a bit tricky. So I need to get underneath the boiler now to take out that clip there on the pump. So I'm just going to pop that back in so I don't get any water drops on my head. I washed my face already this morning. Okay, so the clips come out and the pump's come out with it also. Oh, bit of loose water there. So we're gonna get this out just to double check there wasn't a leak above it which was dripping onto it. Everything else above looks fine. So the leak was 100% coming from that joint there on the pump. But we'll get that changed over now and see how we get on. Okay, so as it turns out, the leak wasn't coming from that part of the pump. It was actually coming from here, which means that it's just this O-ring needs changing and not the pump. So we're gonna see if we can replace this, clean it up, get it back in, and see if that fixes the problem. Okay, we're on our way to go and get the O-ring. We didn't have any in the van. We'll be back in a bit.
Star 24 FSN, yeah? Yeah, that's it, bro.
So what I'm doing now is I'm just cleaning this up. I'm gonna place a new O-ring on there, get that back in. The pump doesn't look too bad, so hopefully that's just a case of what it was. So yeah, we'll get this cleaned up and get that back in. So we'll just put some silicone grease on this. Okay, so the pump's back in. The hardest clip to get to sit in is this one. And you do really need to make sure that that's in. Otherwise, if that pops out, then you can see that's in. So the pump's in. We're just going to work on getting everything back together now. Okay, so I've just very gently turned the water back on. That's just going to fill that up. I've left some taps open as well to prevent an airlock taking place in the cylinder behind. And hopefully that will be all good. We'll just give that some time to fill. Okay, so you can see all the air is starting to come out of this tap. I've closed all the others, left this one open, again to prevent an airlock in the system. That's filling. Just let that run for a bit more, and then we'll check up on it. Okay, so far it looks good. There's no sign of any leaks. We haven't fired the boiler yet, but this is looking good. Okay, so we are up and running. Boiler's fired. The C means that it's doing the tanks at the back of the boiler. Again, no sign of a leak, so we're looking good. I've turned that tap off, that should be full. You can hear air in there. We'll get that out in a second. Okay, so I can tell that the pump is working because both of these pipes are hot. And we've got no leaks. So yeah, that's fixed. The pump wasn't a problem, which means the customer saved a lot of money. Instead of spending £250 on a pump, we've just managed to replace that washer. So yeah, the jobs are good. I'm just going to let the taps run, let some of that air out. So yeah, boiler's working perfectly. The water's hot. Just let that air out. There's a bathroom around there that I've got to check as well.